That's how my mother found me too, Agatha breathed. Your mother couldn't help loving those that others couldn't, said Whipper. But even when she escaped from the school for evil and hid in Gotherden, Callus never kept me pended. I was free to return to the endless woods and venture back and forth as I pleased. Then your mother brought you home, and I found myself feeling quite protective of you, despite my suspicion for humans. Meanwhile, I kept track of my father and brothers, the king and princess of Gromland, who had grown increasingly loyal to King Arthur, even going so far as to act as spies for Camelot. I returned to Gromland and appeared before my father's court. Cats should know not to serve humans, I told him. Otherwise, we are no better than dogs. I remember the way my father looked at me, perched on this very throne. He called me a traitor. If I ever returned to Gromland, he said, I'll be killed on the spot. Whipper signed. Then Merlin deserted King Arthur, and Arthur retaliated by banishing magic from the kingdom, including the fairies and gnomes who had been his steadfast allies. After Arthur expelled the gnomes and destroyed their kingdom, my father and brothers were warned out of Gromland of allying with a man who had betrayed the entire gnome race. My father's disposers found me and said I'll be wait to warn my family about humans. Ironic, since my love for you and your mother had only depended by them. Then the gnomes asked me to be their king. He leaned back on his throne, his pink belly winkling like an accordion. At first, I rejected the idea. I was happy on Graves Hill with you, but I realized that I'd made the same mistake as the gnomes. I'd grown too trusting of humans, even ones I loved. Being king would let me live between worlds belonging to neither. A selfish reason to take a crown, perhaps, but in the end, it's made me a better king. I've taught the gnomes self-reliance, for I'm never here very long, and the gnomes have never been happier. They idolize me, name streets after me, worship me at their temple, none of which matters to me, of course. But in truth, the illusion of a king is all they needed to govern themselves. Not so different from you. The cat said to Agatha. I was your first friend, long before the other one knocked at your door. Without me, you might never have thought you even deserved a friend. Things have changed, of course. You don't need me the way you once did, and that makes me proud. But I'll always be with you, Agatha, even when you can't see me. Like Merlin to Tedros, I'm watching you every step of the way, coming in and out of your story like only the best wizards can. Whipper smiled. All the best cats. Agatha wept into her sleeve. Her past tale had moved her, Tetros sensed it, but more than that, Agatha was relieved. They had a friend here in Grumland, a true friend. Tetros thought about all the times the cats had saved them, delivering Kelly's message to the League of 13, rescuing them from Graves Hill when guards came for them, helping Agatha find Excalibur in the war against Wefel, protecting Tetros at Camelot when Agatha left on her quest. I'm sorry, the prince said, looking up at Reaper, for the way I've treated you. I'm sorry too, the cat confessed. I felt you were a poor match for Agatha. You reminded me of my father and brothers, too handsome and arrogant to ever see the world clearly. But you have grown more than you know. Most born into entitlement rather under adversity. You have admitted your faults and not only seek redemption, but are willing to put in the work to achieve it. You have earned the right to fight for your crown. How long and hard that fight will be, we cannot know. But I will help you in every way I can. His eyes glowed like stars, bright enough to light the darkest night. Tetros hugged Agatha to his side, wiping her tears. But I'm afraid story time is over, said Reaper. Out of the audience, two Grumglass ambushed Sophie, hoisted her off the ground by her hips, and held her upside down. What are you doing? Sophie shrieked. A glove ripped off her shoe, pulled the necklace off her toe with its gold fowl, and tossed it at Reaper, who caught it before the guards dumped Sophie on her buttocks. I'll say I'm sorry that you were the only one to get wet as you came in, Reaper said to Sophie, twirling her dean's necklace. But that would be a lie. Sophie gazed at him, soaked through. You did it on purpose. All hail the king, Tetros murmured. The cat pulled open Sophie's vial and spread the golden liquid into mid-air, which concluded into the familiar quest map floating over his throne. Only one name and figurine still remained on the map, positioned over Camelot's castle, a name Tetros was surprised to see on the quest map at all. Ryan.